Bessam, I wonder if you could just take us through what happens to the hair post-surgery. So someone's just had it done. What happens in the immediate weeks and months?
Right, well, normally what happens is that there's a little bit of recovery period, say about a week or 10 days, where there may be a little bit of evidence of the surgery, like little marks on the skin, and they disappear after that period. On average, we've figured out it's about 9 or 10 days. And then the little hairs that we implanted, because we cut the hair short when we transfer it, those little hairs can fall out around that time as well. So say within 2 or 3 weeks, the patient may go back looking the same way they looked before they had surgery, almost like they've not had surgery. And then after that, it does vary a little bit, but on average, say 3 to 4 months after surgery, little new hairs start to come through. And then everything builds up very gradual in terms of hair length, the body, the color of the hair. And we like to review for the first time around 8 months after surgery. That should be the beginning of a result. But the ultimate result probably is going to take more like 12 to 14 months. And that's when we like to review people for a second time.
See, I kind of remember when I came in and when I had the procedure and stuff, the first day, I mean, I said to my friends, because they said, well, you know, what does it feel like? What does it feel like, family and, you know, those trusted people close to me? And I said, you know, like if you get a graze in your mouth and your tongue just keeps finding it, my hands kept going back to where these little hairs had been put in. And that was quite exciting, actually, because there was kind of little bristles there. And then, as you say, they fall out. And the thing that I didn't understand at the time, because when they'd come out, I thought, that's it, they've gone. So what's actually happened then? You've put a hair in, that falls out. What's going on? It's
actually a subject of panic for most people. And sometimes when I explain that consultation, they get a little bit alarmed, say, what do you mean the hair falls out? But what happens is that the hair has a cycle. It has a growing phase and a resting phase. And normally on all our heads, the hair grows for about 2 or 3 years, and then it falls out. And then that cycle keeps repeating, but it happens on your head at random, and each hair is a different phase of the cycle. So we notice that we may lose about 100 hairs a day, but your hair doesn't look thinner and thicker, as opposed to, say, animals who shed their coat in one season and it all grows back together. So what happens is that the hair that we remove is in the growing phase, but in the process of transferring it to another part of your scalp, it seems to shock itself into going into that resting phase, and therefore it breaks off and falls out. I'm talking just about the shaft of the hair, leaving the root behind, which we planted inside the skin, and that root then takes its time to build into another growth phase, which can take 3 or 4 months to show itself.
This is the thing that I think that I didn't fully understand.
I think it's a good thing that it actually happens gradually, because it allows people to sort of live their normal life, and people can say to them, oh, you know, you're looking good, rather than, oh, great hair transplant.
Do you know what? That's exactly what I got. I got people going, hey, there's something different about you. Have you kind of, is that a new shirt?
Yeah.
You know, and
I would get upset if somebody said to you or to my parents, say, you know, oh, you wonderful hair transplant you've got, because that means I've not been subtle enough. You know, the artistry was not good enough.